Hi, I'm Laurie McDonald. Thank you for joining me here at my Piano Pizzazz tutorial today. You have been so successful working through the books with Melody Buber on the Perfect 10, and we are now at a breakthrough moment where we are getting into real classical literature. Okay, Bach, Johann Sebastian Bach, was born back in 1685, and he is the father of all Western music as we know today. His music is designed in this particular song for students, and I think that you'll enjoy working on it. It's more of a serious piece, and you want to work on it slowly and very intentionally using the finger numbers as is notated in the music. Okay, so just to show you an idea of what Bach looks like, you can see him right here. His head is capped with a wig, and that was common back in the day. All the parliamentary people as well as musicians often wore those kind of wigs if they were dignitaries. Bach is one of the most remarkable musicianal families. He came from a family of 7 generations of Bachs. He had 20 children, and many of those became composers as well. His death marked the end of the Baroque period and the beginning of the classical period. This particular song, you're going to see, again, many of the notes that we have studied previously. The quarter note, which receives 1 beat. The 8th note, which receives a half a beat each. So it takes 2 of those to get 1 beat. So you may see it connected to 2 groups on measure 1. So if we put this together with the 8th notes, it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. See how interesting that melody can be just using only 2 types of notes. So you'll want to become familiar with those 8th notes. The half notes you'll see once in a while, maybe only a couple times in this song. You will also see a sharp as well as a natural. So after you use a sharp, sometimes they will give you a natural so that you don't have to raise the note to the black note anymore. They want it just to be on the white note after that. The song is in 3/4 time signature, so you'll see 3 beats per measure. So often you'll see the dotted half note. So be looking for that one and don't shortcut it. All right, so I'm going to play the right hand for you. When I do, you're going to notice that there's a couple of newer notes above the staff. So here we have the letter A. It looks like a C, right? But it's actually the letter A above the staff. So most of you are familiar with the A that we play right above the middle C. Okay, this A is all the way up here. So the song begins on this A with a thumb, but it's not long until you get to the measure 10 where it goes up all the way to this A. So be memorizing this A. It's not a C, it's an A above the staff. If that note was an A on the line, this one above the line would be B. So right above the A is your B. So be ready for that. I'm going to demonstrate the song now. It looks like it's in the key of F major, however, it begins on the note D in the left hand. It also ends on the D in the left hand as well as the right hand, and you'll hear immediately that is not in a major key, it's in the D minor, which is the relative key signature. Beautiful melody. You can listen to that. You can stop your video and practice that. Practice finding the notes. The finger numbers, you can try to use the ones that they have listed. The most important thing is the note. Find the notes. Make sure that you're playing the correct notes. Okay? You're going to repeat that as you get to the first ending. Notice it says ending 1 right there. So you're going to hold that out for 3 beats and then go back and do that again. Okay, so then the second section, measure 10, goes like this. This is a big leap. This is very unusual that you're going to have a leap this big. I hope you're ready for this. It starts on the high A and then quickly goes down to the F, which is more than an octave. Okay, so that is from the A to the F again and back to the A quickly. And then you have 16th notes here. Okay, so the 16th notes are going even faster than the 8th notes. All right, but your song is not going that fast, so I think you'll be able to fit that in. Then it goes from the F to the D and back to the F quickly. Notice notice the C sharp in that measure. Here's the B natural, C sharp, D. Here's your B flat right there, A, G, F, E, D, E, C sharp, D. And now it's going to repeat that just automatically with the music. A, F, A, G, F, E, F, G, C. F, D, F, E, D, C sharp, D, E, A. If you need to write these notes in, that could be helpful. A, B is natural, C sharp, D, E, F, G, E, C sharp, again that's B flat, A, G, F, E, D, E, C sharp, and D. Now I know this song can be a little challenging for you. For some of you, you may only get the right hand. Even that is a breakthrough. Okay, this is real classical literature. It's not made easier, it's the actual piece. All right, so now let's move on to the left hand. Okay, the left hand uses two new notes that you may not be familiar with. This one is the F right below the staff. You'll be seeing that at the end of the first section. It's right here. So it goes oftentimes in the left hand, it'll go from the F below the middle C, C, F to the low C. Okay, so be ready for that F. And then below the ledger line is the D. You'll also see the D. At the very end, it does D, A, D. So get used to that. Practice F, C, F, as well as D, A, D in your left hand. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate the left hand notes for you, and I'm going to count it as I go. So start with a D. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then you repeat back to the beginning. Okay, so you can stop your video, practice that part, then practice along with me counting it, and you play along. All right, so then after you do the second time, you're going to go on to the B section. Okay, now it starts with a 1, and they want you to cross over to the 3, step up to the B flat, C. Notice the C has a dot next to it, and then you're going to go and 3 and right there. So I'm going to play that again. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Now here you end with a 5, but you have to go down a whole octave to the low D and come back up. And then it repeats what you've already done. Notes in the left hand, you will really have to work on identifying the note and finding them before you can begin to play them in succession with the rhythm. Okay, so just to be sure that you're familiar with those notes, I'm going to start at measure 13 at the top of page 17, where it goes A, B natural, C sharp, D, E, F, G. So that's like a little scale right there. It does that same thing again later on in the music on measure 21. All right, so be ready for the left hand. Even if you can't do all of the left hand with the right hand, do as much as you can. You're still making progress, okay? I'm going to play it hands together for you now slowly so you can see how it fits together. 1, 2, 3. So I hope that you will enjoy working on this song. You may not get it all hands together. Maybe you'll just work on the right hand. Maybe you'll just get the A section hands together, but do your best, all right? Because this is a breakthrough moment. You're working on real classical literature by such a wonderful musician as Bach. So I hope that you get a lot out of this piece and practice hard. Thank you so much.